Just kidding, pretty well. Back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded out today, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. So basically, we got a couple events. We've got a Chenxin event up, so this should be the last one for him. So if you want to go ahead, make sure that you do get him if you want him. Pretty good attacker. Always very powerful character. In the early game, I mean, his S version, if you're early in the game, was definitely one of the characters you want to get because he does a pretty good amount of damage very early. So he's definitely a character that you can use. I've been getting a lot of people asking about tier lists. There's really not a tier list per se that you can use, simply because of the fact that you can get all of the characters rather easily, and they're all fairly decent characters. I mean, yeah, there's always going to be characters a little bit better, but you can get into the triple S and SP characters fairly quickly. I mean, early in the game, you need a tank, which is any character that has a shield identified, and 2 attackers, okay, and a healer, okay, a support. So that's all you need. That's all for your 4-man team. You're going to need to make 2 teams because most of the PvE content, all the events, and whatnot require, you generally require 2 teams to be to participate. Okay. And participation is really all you need to do. I mean, you can get a little bit more rewards for the higher you place, but it's not something that's really that important. As long as you participate in the event, you'll generally reap the rewards. Okay, so just look at it from that way. So yeah, once you get mid game, level 50, 60, where you start building up your actual soul bones. Then everything's off the table there. You don't need to have any healers or tanks at this particular point. I'm running. I've got 3 SPs and a triple S. Hugh. I have no healer or no tank, and I'm not dying in anything. Okay, and that's simply because of the fact that the soul bones that you've got, your mortal herbs that you've got, and your extended bones, which are the items that are here on the hands. So these are soul bones. The SP Soulbone set, that's of course the max set. It's very difficult to get these, not offered very often, so anytime you have a chance in the Forge or anything to get your hands on these, you definitely want to be getting charged for these. This is the max set, okay, so SP is the highest. Extended Bones go to SSS. They do not have an SP Bone set, Extended Bone set as of yet, so the highest that you want to go is the triple S. And these are, again, very, very, very few are offered. So anytime you see these, you want to get them. Okay. Extended Bones, which is the ones on the hands here, they are available in the event that we have going on right now, which is Zoo King's Concert. They are in the shop right here. Duskgold Terror Claws. This is the only place that you will be able to guarantee get them. Is during a Zoo King's concert, which runs roughly every couple of weeks. Okay, so that's what you're going to get. So you're always going to be able, but it's only 10. Okay, that's not a lot. Okay, it takes 20 of them, or 25, my mistake, just to make one, and then to start leveling it up, you need more shards. So there's really, that's the only way to get them. So you definitely want to make sure that you do this. It just opened up today. I've already ran it once, and I used all the coins to start getting all the dust golds, and I got all of them but one on the first day. You'll be able to get most of this stuff in here. You don't really need to worry about this stuff down here, except for the Phoenix Divine Blood. But you just want to start focusing on getting the items. Okay. You're not going to be able to get everything, but you should be able to get mostly everything, most of the stuff. You're going to get between 75 and 80 of them a day. So just, do it each day. Once you do it once and get an S or an SS level on it, you can sweep it. Okay, so there's really no need to do it daily. Just do it the first day, which is what I did. I got an SS, sweep it after that. Okay, that's all you need to do. Now, the actual SP Bone set is in the race event tab under the peak battle. Okay. Only way to get these is this shop right here, and you get I believe it's 10, but this is monthly. Okay, so again, not enough to do anything with them. Okay, this is a piddly amount of what you need. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So anytime you have a soul bone or extended soul bone, which is the terror claws we just saw, you want to get them. The main way to get them is the soul forge, which we just recently had. I picked up some soul bones in those. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Okay, so keep an eye on them anytime there's a soul forge event. Soul forge events usually run once every couple of months. Okay, I'd like to have them more often because their rewards are extremely generous. Okay, you can get a lot of hard to get materials and hard to get items inside of the soul forge event. Okay, so definitely something that you want to participate in, but we just had one recently, so it'll be another month or so, a couple of months before we see one. But we do have the Chen event up, Divine King Chen Xin event up. Like I say, good attacker if you want to go for him. We are a free-to-play account here, so we have to be a little bit more limited at this particular time. Another thing that happens in a Soul Forge event is you will be able to get a large amount of shards for these characters. Okay, I got from the event, I pulled Chenxin and Wu. Okay, I got Ma virtually out of the Soul Bone, out of the Soul Forge event. I can't remember what it is. If you look at my past videos, I think I got like 108 of the 120 shards that you need just from the Soul Forge. There will be chests in there, and you will be able to get a lot of shards. So it's not necessary for you to focus on a character that you might not want to, build up fast or something. Just in the event, okay, because you can get it elsewhere. Okay, so pull in the event. As for tier list for the SP characters, I will go ahead and tell you what the best characters that I think for the actual SP characters are. The two best characters are Bibi Dong. She has not been released yet. I'm thinking she will be next. Okay, and this is just from people from the China server. Okay, got to understand the China server is already in the SSP tier, which is the tier after the SP. That's right, there is another tier, SSP tier. Okay, Bibi Dong and Wu, who as you got right here, are the two most powerful SP characters, which means from a global perspective, Bibi Dong and Wu are the two most powerful characters in the game. Okay, that's from our perspective, from the global perspective. China perspective, that's out the window. They're in SSPs, not there yet. Okay, we've still got one or two SPs left, so don't need to worry about that. It's going to be probably around Christmas or so, maybe beginning of the next year before we actually start seeing SSP characters. Okay, so that's a ways away. So for right now, Wu and Bibi Dong are the two most powerful characters. So those are going to be who you want to get. Okay, if you're mid-level, you don't need an actual healer or a tank. Okay, but if you're lower level, you might want to go ahead and do that until you can get soul bones, which we just spoke about, and extended soul bones, which you just talked about, until you can get those. So you might have a little bit of trouble surviving in some of the high level events. The sect boss comes to mind, as does the treant. Both of those hit pretty darn hard, and you can lose characters if you're not sufficiently shielded or healing, or have a tank to taunt and keep them off of you. So that's really the game. So if you're looking for a healer, the best healer in the game is Triple SS Oscar. Okay, I don't have Oscars. Second best healer is Yi Ling Ling. I do have Ling Ling right here. Okay, so she's the best. Now, tank wise, we've got several characters that you might want to look at from an SP perspective. But like I say, it's difficult to get the SP characters if you're spending money. The best tank, easily obtainable, is Enmei. Okay, the best tank in the game is Ren right here. See the shield? She's the best tank in the game. Okay, uh, Wrong is the best healer in the game. Okay, but again, not something you can get immediately. Trust me. Once all of they had chests for these characters, not him because he's just big, but they had chests for characters. I actually believe Ren was in the chest in the Soul Forge. So I could have probably got very close to getting Ren or Wrong if I wanted them. But like I said, I don't need a healer or a tank, so moving away. Okay, I'm building up the mats right now to max out BB Dong. I'll be able to get BB Dong, and I will be able to virtually max her out, get her up to 5 Sun almost immediately because I'm saving the mats to do that. Okay, I'm running this from a free-to-play perspective. I've not spent any money on this game whatsoever, which means I have to be picky. You know, if you're willing to spend $300, $400, $500 a month, it's not a problem. You can max out all these characters, okay? But I'm not doing that, so I have to be a little bit more, I have to be a little bit more picky, a little bit more strategic in my choices, which makes the game more fun to me. Okay, so but Ren is the best healer, or the best tank. Wrong is the best healer. Okay, easy to get, which means you'll be able to easily get Triple S characters. They have chests for them all throughout the game, so it would not be too difficult to get your hands on them. You will go through A pluses, S's, and you'll be in SS characters on the first day of the game. I'm serious. Okay, a couple hours, you'll be getting SS character shards, and in the amount that you can start building characters for that. And you'll be getting chests for Triple S characters once you start doing the events. So you'll be able to get into the Triple S characters very good. So just from a purely perspective, the best healer in the Triple S's, as I said before, is Oscar. The best attacker in the Triple S is Hugh. I'm still using her. She was nicknamed the SP Killer by the China server. Okay, because she can one-shot nearly SP characters. That's why I'm still using her as an attacker. She does more damage than Ma does, who's an SP, but Ma is AoE. So he does wide, area of effect, dispersal attacks. And he does a good amount of damage, but she does more single targeted attacks, which allows her to deal more damage in a short space of time. So which is why here she's I'm going to be most likely going to be replacing Ma with BB Dong, simply for the, since you really don't need an AoE. I got Ma simply because I wanted to see if he was effective. He wasn't listed as one of the most powerful, but I had Evil Eye. He's doing more damage than Evil Eye Daimubai. Okay, but anyway, so that's why I got him. Okay, so that's where we're at with that particular point. So I got him mostly. I got like 105 shards from the Soul Forge. So I only needed to, I did a couple pulls in the event and got him, just like that. You can choose whoever you want to pull from in the pool events. I'll show you that here shortly. So that's what I did on that particular point. So I got him, tested him out. He's good for area effect damage. If you're early in the game, excellent for clearing out those pesky the story stages that you're going through, but not something that you really need to focus on. So attack-wise, you want to go Hugh being the best attacker. Attackers inside of the Triple S's are varied. The best Triple S attackers are basically this. Zhu does a high amount of damage, as does the Shark. Okay, both are excellent for damage. Okay, Hugh's the best, Zhu's second, the Shark is third in terms of attackers. Okay, Triple S in terms of tanks, there's only a couple. There is In Ming, who I used for quite some time. In Ming is an excellent tank. Okay, best Triple S tank out there. Okay, next healers is Ling Ling, which we already showed you, and Oscar being the best, but Ling Ling is sufficient. Oscar deals more on direct healing. Okay, Oscar does virtually no damage at all. And he does buffing, but not much. His main focus is keeping you alive, and he will keep you alive. Okay? And he will keep you alive for a long time. He does a ton of healing. Okay, Ling Ling does healing too, but Ling Ling also gives you a little bit of buff on your attack speed and things. So you're going to do a little bit more damage just from the buffs she provides, but she does healing as well. So you'll see, yeah, she's a good one too. If you're dying real fast, you might want to go with Oscar. If you just need a little bit of healing until you can get those soul bones, you might want to go with Ling Ling because she's going to buff some of your stats and give you a little bit more terms and damage for the team. Okay. Um, so Evil Eye is the first triple S that they introduced. He's not bad. The SS Plus Evil Eye's a joke. He is, in my opinion, the SS version, worst character in the game. Okay. Let me rephrase that. Of course, he's a little bit better than the S's and the A's and F's, but he's horrible. He has no survivability whatsoever. He was dying on me instantaneously, but he's free. They give him to you for free. Okay, so when they came out with the Triple S version of Evil Eye, I was like, oh crap, here we go again, giving us a joke-free character that's a joke. He's not a joke. Okay, excellent survivability. He will not die. I was exceedingly surprised at how well he functioned, which is why I still have him as a mainstay on my second team, and because he's the character that they give you at first. They give you a lot of shards and stuff for him. I've already got him maxed out at God 5. Okay? So I'm able to rank up his divine skill, which is this skill right here. Okay? You want to do this because it gives you a large amount of damage, increases speed, whatever it is. If it's a support, it gives you better heal. But in this case, it gives him element AoE, physical attack, and it just makes him a lot powerful. And it's a divine skill. That's done with shards, and because you're getting free shards for him all the time, and there's free shards for him everywhere, you won't have trouble getting him and putting some God status on him pretty darn quick, and he will serve you well until you can get some of the better characters. You're going to get shards for him a lot easier than you're going to get shards for the shark and for Zoo. Okay, and as you can see, I didn't build them up. I didn't build them up because I was getting SP characters so fast. Okay, so except for one SS Plus, my first and second team are all Triple S and SP characters. I've still got Chenxin in here because I've got his divine skill maxed out at God 5, so he does quite a bit of damage. But he's going to be out. When I get BB Dong, Ma will be moving over to this, and he will be removing Sea God Chenxin. So my entire team, both teams, will be SP and Triple S characters. Haven't spent any money. That's how easy it is to get this stuff if you play the game and focus on it. They'll give you enough diamonds, the currency to survive easily. Okay, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. So that's where we're at. So in terms of tier list, like I say, there is tier. You really can't. Tier lists are really effective when you're limited to what type of characters you need, because it gives you an idea of what you need to go for. But when you're in a game like this where you can get all the characters, it's really not that important that you have a tier list, because you can get the character, and if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. But that's just a little bit of an idea of what we need to look for and why I haven't done a tier list, so to speak. So I give you a little bit of information there on what my thoughts are, and I've been playing the game since its inception. Okay, so but trust me, you'll be able to get most of all the characters into the Triple S's without much trouble at all. The SPs, it takes a little bit longer to get them because of the Divine Realm, but when the Soul Forge event comes up, you'll be able to get all the materials that you need to get a bunch of the coins. Okay, and those ice cores, the item, the currency item for the Soul Forge, it carries over. So even if you don't use it on that event, you can just store it. You never lose it. It doesn't expire. And the next Soul Forge event, you got it up. So you can save up a bunch of it and get one character all in one shot. They will give you more than enough shards to get an SP character in the Soul Forge event. Okay, they didn't have Chen in there, but they actually, I was really surprised. They had all of the older characters, all the SP characters were in there. I could have got a bunch more shards of any one of the characters I wanted to. except for Chen. But like I say, I don't need them right yet. In the future, it might be something I'll look into. I plan on getting all of the SP characters. I just have to wait and see what the methodology is for the SSP characters, and see how you get them. I'm assuming it'll be a Divine Realm skim, just like Chen. So in terms of the Divine Realm, they've made it simple. Okay, you can choose the Soul Master, so it doesn't matter. As you can see, you can work on whichever one you want. Okay, all of the characters are in here. Divine King Tansan was first, and we're up to Chen, so you can choose whichever one you draw for. So each time we have this event, you can go for the character that's in there, or you can do what I do, which is I'm continuing to build up Wu because she's the most powerful SP in the game. I want to build up her divine skill. This is the easiest way to get shards for her. Okay, so that's why it's not really, because of the way they're doing this, they make it easy. And the Soul Forge had the chests in there. They were SP chests. I'm serious. I got Ma without having to do but 1 day pools on for him, and I had him. So there's really nothing that you need to worry about. You'll be able to get 20 of these for free. Well, they're not free. 9,000 for 15, 9,000 diamonds, which you get easily diamonds. And then you just need to run the standard event. Where's it at here? The hunting ground event. You need to get 12. You need to get 12 victories in the hunting ground, but you can sweep. You can sweep level 1. Okay, level 1. Anybody can beat it. You can beat it with S characters. You could probably beat it with A+ characters. Level 1 in the hunting ground, and then sweep it. Sweep it 12 times, and you'll get the remaining shards. That'll give you the 5 extra shards you need to give you a total of 20, which you can then do on the pool. So let's go ahead and do some pulls just to see what it's like. We're going to go into the Divine Realm. We're going to choose. I'm not going to do, like I say, Chen right now. I will probably come back and get him because coordinated assault, accumulated injuries. My goal is to have a team, both first and secondary team, comprised of SP characters. But it's a work. It's a work in progress. So I'm going to switch back to Wu. Okay, because Wu is one of the most powerful characters, if not the most powerful character in the game. Some people say BB Dong, the SP version, which we haven't got yet, is slightly better. I agree with that thought simply because of the fact that usually the last 2 characters that you introduced in the set, like the 2 most powerful Triple S were Hugh, Oscar. Those were the last 2 released. The 2 most powerful in the SS Plus were Wu and Tang San versions. Those were the last 2 released. So it seems the last 2 characters that they release are going to be the most powerful. In this case, it was a little different because Wu was released second, or no, Wu was released third. First was Tang San, second was Ma, third was Wu. But BB Dong has not been released yet. She's going to be released probably last or second to last, which may be the next one. So that's why I think you're going to see that she's a little bit more powerful. But for the meantime, we're just going for that. So you just hit 10 times to do your 10 pulls. You get lucky, you might get lucky. Didn't get lucky at all. This one I got 1 shard. It is what it is, which is why the Soul Forge event is so nice. And this one right here, not very good either, but I did get a bunch of shards for Hugh, who I'm continuing to use right here. So that was little. So this was not a very good pool event. 3 shards for Wu. So basically this is what I like to call a bust. RNG, it happens. Sometimes you'll get 50 shards. Sometimes, because they do have a 50 shard, believe it or not. If you look in the actual things here, 50 shards is 2%, 10% 4.5, 5 shards, and then 18.2, and then this. Okay, I've had a couple of this event where I've got virtually nothing. This is one of those times, but I don't let it worry me because the Soul Forge event will be coming up, and if I want to get more shards, I can get them in the Soul Forge event. Okay, the character chests for the SP characters are in there. Okay, and you do not need any money to participate in the Soul Forge event. You can, if you spend money, you'll be able to get more of the ice core, but you don't really need it. I've never had money, and I always end up having enough to get a bunch of nice items. So yeah, so not much in the pool, but I did like the fact that I was able to get my hands on 25 Hue shards. Okay, so I'll sign those up to Hue there, and we'll use those on her to buff her up. Okay, And the other shards that I got for Wu were directly applied to Wu. They don't come in a chest because it was direct shards for her, so they're already applied to her. But I'm building her up as well. So that's what we got right now. So yeah, so the Chen event up, last one, but it doesn't matter. You can pull for him. If you're going for him and you can choose him in the next event, which might be for BB Dong. You can still choose Chen if you want to go to. I wouldn't if it's BB Dong because pretty much everybody on the China agrees that she's one of the most powerful SP characters out there along with Wu. But if you want to, you can pull for Chen on the next event, so it doesn't matter. Other than that, there's really not a whole much going on. We've got, like I said, we've got the Zhu King Such participate daily, sweep it, max it out, get all those shards that you can. Okay, definitely focus on that. Time limited events. Standard Super Monday was just passed. You should have got all this, all the stuff that you should be doing on a daily basis. I got the weekly bags. It's not that bad. The problem with this chest is it doesn't have Hue in it, but as you can see, Evil Eye, which is why you can max him out fairly quickly. Okay, so he's a good character. Okay, not a bad character. SS plus bad, or SS. I'm sorry, bad. Triple S not bad. Okay, so you can get shards for him relatively easy. Okay, resource pack. I'm seriously considering this one right here, simply because of the fact that I do like the 1500. These are the items that you use to get the awakening items for the characters. You use these tickets, so it's always nice to be able to snatch them up. However, you can generally snatch them up fairly easy, just by going around and playing the game. Okay, but if you want to go ahead and do it, do a little bit quicker, then you can. So that's all we've got for today. So the Chen event's up. Focus on that. We'll probably have another SP item sometime here recently. That should be popping up. I think the SP hidden weapons are done, but I think there's still a couple divine tools out there that we might be getting. They don't have divine tool events very often, so it's they're always a little bit behind. But this is the last one, I think, for Chen, so make sure that you want to get some shards for him on there, and hopefully we'll be seeing BB Dong here in a week and a half, which is when the next event should be coming up. Okay, so that's all I got. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on it, you get notified each time I drop a video. Kendra, coming at you from the corner, signing out.